Well, I think on that note, we're all going to, I don't know, curl up and die and regret everything that we've said.
This has been educational. Congrats on being wrong again.
I regret entering this conversation, and there are no winners.
Hey, Raph.
Oh, hey, Patrick.
Do you want to remember some cars with me?
You know what, I really would.
Welcome back to Carguments, the award-winning video series on Jalopnik, where we argue about the cars because we have nothing better to do with our days.
Yes.
Joining me today is, once again, my beautiful car son, Raphael Orlove.
Yes.
How are you, Raph?
I'm good, though I'm afraid.
Why are you afraid?
Because we're going to talk about which M3 is the best M3, and I'm slightly afraid we picked the same one.
I am also afraid we picked the same one.
Trying to look into your M3 soul.
Yeah.
And see which generation you are.
And we've got 5 to pick from.
Yeah.
But there's a very...
Do we have 5? I feel like...
Yeah.
I feel like really it's between...
It's like
probably not one of them.
There's like 2 or 3 that's really the solid choices here. So there's a very good chance that we pick the same car.
What are our contenders?
We start with the first one, the E30 M3.
Legend maker.
Legend maker, street legal touring car of the 1980s, boxy, 4-cylinder rev-tastic.
Super weird because the top 3 series of that time would have been a straight 6.
That's right.
E30 M3, 4-cylinder.
Right, a 4-cylinder racing engine. It was a very special engine, very high revving motor. But buyers in America were like, what the hell?
4-cylinder?
Why would I spend more for the 4-cylinder car when I can get a 325 IS? What is an M? That's bullshit. That's stupid. And nobody bought it.
Like the yuppie who's wearing like the M jacket, like kicks them in the face.
Yeah.
And is just like, no, S14 is better.
Yeah, there was like one guy, and then all the other ones just rotted in a lot until like the internet was invented and like eBay came along and they all like skyrocketed in value. We got the E36.
Yep.
Bigger, heavier, plusher, nicer, far more modern, very much a modern car. Also a straight 6 for the first time.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the E46, which is the one that everyone's like, ooh, it's the last tried and true, naturally aspirated straight 6, M3, and like everyone reminisces about it. Lots of them you'd see with manuals. They're like of that generation that like still looks really good.
We had the E92 M3 after that, which is really fast and really badass and awesome, but it has a V8 for some reason.
Unclear why, yeah.
Unclear why. It was kind of like, why are we doing this exactly? Okay, great. And then we brings us to the M3 and M4 of today, the F80, which is back to having a straight 6, but with 2 turbochargers for the first time ever.
Yeah.
First force induction M3.
It's twin turbo?
That's right, yes. Wow. And it's one of the most competent track cars I've ever driven.
Is that right?
And so, okay, now I think what we have to do here is we have to figure out which one we like best. And the way to do that is to go, I think, on 3.
1, 2, 3, shoot?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then shoot we go. Okay, cool.
1, 2, 3.
E46.
Oh, thank God.
Son of a bitch, really?
Yes.
Really?
And don't think I don't have a chart.
Diagrams, there's always diagrams. Why did I agree to do this?
So you went with Patrick.
So you went with the V8 M3.
Ah, yes. Good one.
It shocks me because I feel like you are one of these, you and like Jason and like David are kind of like the old school people on Jalopnik. You hate everything that doesn't have like Weber carbs. I'm never even sure I've ever seen you drive a car that was made past the Reagan administration. So for you to go with this, like the the late 2000s M3 with the V8 engine, this extremely modern car, that surprises me.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think there are reasons why you may think that the E46 is your savior, when in fact, it's a false god.
Sorry, explain to me why I've been a heretic all of these years.
I don't understand what you're saying. Because I'm like a tried and true, like old school guy. I like it as simple as possible. Like, don't give me this whole like hydraulic versus electronic steering. Give me manual steering. Keep it simple.
Give you a tiller. You want a tiller?
Ideally.
Yeah.
Give me reins with which I could individually pull each wheel. However, I think a lot of people point out the E46 M3 as sort of the last true one. I think if you go over some of the specs, you'll soon find it's not exactly how you think it is. Because the E90 is merely like 100 or 200 pounds heavier than the E46. The engine is actually lighter, and it revs even higher And if you think of the E46 as sort of like your last true, simple, old school BMW, if you go back to sort of when it was new and people were actually reviewing it, it's super techy. It's got all sorts of like electronic controls. I mean, it's not a carbureted old, 2002 or something. It's got traction control. It's got every modern anything on it. Like if you want to work on it, it's not like you're dealing with like some old school something. It is a modern car.
Very true, yeah.
The E90 is actually not greatly different in any sort of way of like modernity, simplicity versus complication. And if you want sort of like high revving whatever stuff of this like pure driving experience, that's the V8, not the straight six. And if you think that the V8 is wrong for an E30, or is wrong for an M3, the first one was 4-cylinder. Cylinder count does not an M3 make.
I definitely see where you're coming from, and I like that car, and I respect it. But you also have to remember this one important thing: it's trash.
Whoa, what?
And I'll tell you why. It's because everyone thought, oh, the V8 M3, everything is amazing, and BMW is the king of the land, and there's sunshine and rainbows, and they're so great. Yes. And then in 2011, Ford puts the 5.0 V8 into the Mustang, which, even though it had a live rear axle still, it kicked the shit out of that M3 for 30 grand less. I have heard from people within BMW that they went into panic mode, that all of a sudden that humble Ford Mustang GT could outpace that thing on a track and probably outrun it in a straight line. Oh my God, why on earth would you buy an M3 when you can save a lot more money getting a humble Ford Mustang? That's sad. That is shameful. That car should have been just like, you're out. You're out of the family. Stick an AMG badge on you. Maybe they'll show you some love. We're done with you.
This is this false dichotomy that like one V8 equals another. The S65 is perhaps the greatest V8 that BMW ever made. And this is including the E39 M5. It revs like crazy. It's got ITBs from the factory. No Mustang is this. Anyone who thinks that like a Mustang of that era with like a big old 5-liter has anything to do with like a real competition to like a 4-liter BMW V8, madness.
No Mustang ever took down into that M5 of the 90s, so that we can take that off the table. Look, the E46 is the best. You know this in your heart to be true. It is everything, literally, that you used to love about BMWs, that people like us came up loving and respecting about BMWs. Rear-wheel drive, a good manual gearbox, still had good steering. It had an inline 6, a naturally aspirated inline 6, not a V8, no turbo trickery, just like what they were known for, like the best version of the same engine layout they put in all of their cars. It was like the purest, most distilled version of what they were good at.
You say that until you're going to these car shows and it's 100 guys with E46 M3s and they're all going to be like, did you know this has a straight
That's
6
years away from happening. That's years. We have decades. And they're still like
time is an illusion, Patrick. That future exists in your mind at all times.
It is an illusion. We can all agree that time is a bullshit human construct that isn't real.
I'll give you one.
You don't think that's going to happen to the V8 car at some point? There's all these
no, it's not.
These douchebags sitting around in like BMW polo shirts talking about how turbocharging is the devil?
I will tell you why not. The gas tank is too small. You can't use it as a regular car, and they're all going to blow up by like 30 years from now. I assure you, every person who owns an E90 sedan drives them 100% of the time sideways with 2 kids in the back.
Yeah.
That's just 100% of how they were driven.
And they're just going to explode at some point. It's like you're a kamikaze pilot
I
right
will
now.
give you a final point why the E90 M3 can only be the best. In America, we would say that it has 414 horsepower. But in Europe, you would say it has, in PS, 420.
Yeah, that's hard to refute that logic.
Well, I think on that note, we're all going to, I don't know, curl up and die and regret everything that we've said.
This has been educational. Congrats on being wrong again.
I regret entering this conversation, and there are no winners.
I can't believe you went with the V8 one. That's really surprising for you.
It's, you just have to see through what you think are the constructs, see the pure form of light existing in the center, and it radiates an 8.
I feel like someone like you would have picked the E36, and the reason would have been, oh, because it's a sweet 1JZ swap drift missile for when I go to English Town.
It's a 1JZ away.
That's your only reason for liking the car. But you surprised me. That's good. I've known you for years, and you surprised me. That's kind of nice.
You make a good point. Oh, I didn't even get to the point that they made a GTS and a CRT version. bored it out to 4.4 liters.
It's a shame we never got to that. It really is.
And it was just as light as the E46.
Did you know that they put a V8 into the E36 too? For the racing version,
For the 46.
For the E46, yes.
Yeah,
They put a V8 into the E46 also for the GT racing version. I guess the straight six couldn't hack it there, so like they put a V8 of that.
They did one.
And they made like a 20 production legal cars of that.
They also did 1 year of the GTR race one with the 6 back in it from some really weird rules regulation, and supposedly that one was like the best of the best. But there's really only
You know why? Because it had an inline 6 in it. I just won the Cargument and defeated you. So we're gonna cut it off there now that I've won. Thanks for watching Carguments. If you've got thoughts about the Carguments, send us an email, tips@jalopnik.com. We want to hear your ideas on what we should cargue about.
That's God mad at you.
That's God. That's God mad at our BMW takes. He's an AMG guy, and he's going to smite both of us, which is fine. I'm amazed it's taking this long.
I welcome it at this point.
Yeah, I welcome the sweet release of death. I said it's the Porsche that doesn't give a shit about lap times.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good.
Yeah. It's like when you go to the boss and you're just like, yeah, you know, like I'm really worried about this like TPS report. You're like, you think I give a damn about a TPS report? Get out of here.
All right.
Neither here nor there. All right.
You believe the V8 M3 is the best M3.